now, here's John Elway, one-on-one with Ron Zappolo.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. That was a nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was huge. I mean, it was, we knew coming in the conditions that we were going to play in, and fortunately we got a great day to play, but I tell you what, it was as loud as can be against a great team, and we didn't make the mistakes that killed us in the defense. You got to give them all the credit in the world. They played great today, and what a win. I mean, it's really fun to come in here and win, especially what happened earlier in the year.
Yep. That motivated you a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and I think that it really helped us. And plus, playing here relatively short time ago, I think also really helped us because everybody knew what to expect coming in. And you know, the offensive line played great, and you know, we're fortunate that we got a lot of veterans on that offensive line because the guards couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
You know, good thing.
Even louder than before?
Yeah, I mean, the only guy that heard me was Tom, and that's our center, and that's the good thing.
But you overcame that.
We did, and you know, we didn't. Every time we got on the field, we moved the chains. You know, I don't think we were throwing out many times, but we moved the chains, ate some clock, and, you know, got some field position. And then, you know, we made a couple big plays to get us down there. And then when we got to the red zone, we got it in the end. And we did get it to the end. So that was the key because I think previous 2 times we played them, we scored 2 touchdowns and had 9 field goals or something. So it was very important that we got it in. And even though we struggled the one time on the goal line, eventually we got it in there.
By the second quarter, it's scoreless and it's loud and it's a lot of emotion. Are you thinking to yourself, it's imperative we get it in because points are going to be at a premium. It's not going to be a shootout, and we can't afford to kick field goals.
Yeah, I mean, and we knew coming in that we had to score touchdowns. And so that's, I mean, I said that every time we got down there that, we have to get it in the end zone. And fortunately, we had good field position. We got first and goal on the 5, right, and then first and goal on the 1, so we were able to punch it out. The one time we fumbled, we were first and goal and 10, and I got to be honest with you, I'm thinking we got to work cut out for us if we're first and goal on the 10. So, but it ended up not working out. Yeah. But we did get it in there, and that's the key thing.
And the other thing you did, they answer in the third quarter, and you know they're going to have a run. It's like an NBA game. They score, they get up, and immediately you come back, and the big play was that little drag over the middle of it.
Yeah, that was huge. And like you said, we did answer the bell because, you know, we had them down there a little frustrated at halftime, and then he came out the second half, and they made some big plays. Defense did a great job of keeping them out of the end zone the one time that we've been talking about getting in the end zone. They kept them out down there when they had first and goal on the 5, kept them out of the end zone, and then, you know, they made some plays and went ahead 10-7. At that point in time, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and that's what I said. I said, good, we're in the fourth quarter now. Now we're playing for what it's, you know, first 3 quarters are gone. Now it's nut cutting time. We got to get something done.
And you had some guys that rose to the occasion. Davis playing with a lot of injuries, and Keith Traylor playing with the death of his mother, and a spectacular game.
Yeah, it really was, and it was really exciting to have everybody come together because it really felt like it was us against the world. Sure. And you know, everybody, the total team win. I mean, the special teams played great, really shut Vanover down, and the defense, you can't say enough about the defense. And offensively, we weren't great, but we did what we had to do to against a great defense.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more with a happy quarterback when we continue.
John
I mean, I'm privileged to be in there and interview people after games. I don't know that in the 90s I've seen as much emotion in your locker room after a win as I saw today. You've been around since the 80s.
You haven't. I mean, you haven't. No question about it. I mean, it was real special. I mean, to get in the playoffs and you know, I said it earlier in the year, we either have to win on the road, big games on the road now, or we have to do it in the playoffs. And you know, even in the playoffs, the games even get bigger, and we were able to do it today. And I think that there was a real sense of accomplishment today that we kind of got over that hump and added to the confidence now knowing that we're going back to Pittsburgh and that if we go in there and play like we're capable of, that we can win on the road. And so it was a big confidence boost.
You know what I liked, too, was everybody was so excited, and Mike got up and said, fellas, it's great. And then all of a sudden he said, but this isn't what we're here for. I mean, this is a big step, but we got more to play.
No question. We got 2 more in a row. That doesn't seem like a whole lot. So, I mean, if we can get 2 more in a row, it'd be something special. And you know, we're playing our best football now, and we just got to continue that. We're going to have to play our best football in Pittsburgh, and hopefully we can play after that.
I can sense sitting here just talking to you in the locker room how genuinely excited you are and how you feel so good at this stage of your career about what's going on right now.
I really am, and I think that, you know, and we talked about it, I think the key thing is with all the talk going back and forth and the rivalry that's developed between these 2 organizations, I tell you what, it makes it that even. That's really where the satisfaction comes, is the fact that, you know, we came in here and tough situation and beat a great organization, and the Chiefs is a great rivalry. I mean, it's almost on top of the Raiders now, which even makes it more special to be able to come and beat them in their backyard.
Was this game as chippy and as dirty as the game on November 16th?
You know what? I think that our guys were ready for it. You know, I think that coming in the first time or the last time we came in here, you know, they'd never been a cheap shot team or anything like that. And I'm not saying that they were cheap shots. They're going to take a shot at you when they get a shot. Not necessarily that they're worth a penalty, but we weren't ready for it. And I think that this time everybody had their head on a swivel. And if one of our guys got hit, we had 4 guys there, and I think that really made it neat.
You know, it was dawned on me watching the game. Pittsburgh was probably looking at this saying, boy, we'd rather go to Kansas City than stay home and play the Broncos. But this is going to be another great matchup, and it's just like the game we just saw. You on the road against a team that beat you late in the season. And
right.
Same kind of situation.
Our revenge tour.
Yeah.
This is week 3 on a revenge tour. Jacksonville, Kansas City, and I think that's kind of been the thinking in everybody's mind, is that we didn't play our best football the last time we're in Pittsburgh, and I think everybody's going to use that and realize what we did last time and go in there and play better.
Everybody in Colorado is thrilled for you. Congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Okay, that's it. Broncos Tonight is next. We'll talk to you from Pittsburgh next week. Good night, everybody.
He's going to go all the way.
Gerbeck still on the move. Looks in the back of the end zone. Floats one in the back of the end zone. Touchdown. Handoff. Davis right side. Terrell squares his shoulders into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. This is 4th and 2.5. This is the game. Gerbeck, plenty of time, into the end zone. Pass is going to be knocked away. Incomplete. Incomplete. The Bronco defense holds.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Broncos Tonight. I'm Kevin Cork. Tonight we have a super show planned for you. We'll have more highlights from today's game between the Broncos and Chiefs. Ron Zappola will join us live in studio in just a few minutes, and we'll also go to Kansas City and visit with Adam Schefter and Todd Romero. Plus, we'll see what former Broncos Steve Watson has been up to in our yesteryear report. But first, we shine the spotlight, and tonight, without a doubt, it is on the Bronco defense. Certainly, it's been the team's biggest surprise so far of the playoffs. Another great effort today, holding the Chiefs to just 10 points. And for more on that, we are pleased to welcome 9 News Sports reporter Todd Romero. He joins us tonight from KC. Todd, a great performance by the Big D, right?
It certainly was, Kevin. You take a look at 3 of the 4 games the Broncos lost on the road, to Kansas City, to San Francisco, to Pittsburgh this season. They blew double-digit leads. Today, the defense was terrific. More than any other game this year, the Broncos' victory over Kansas City was won for the defense.
Well, I thought that they were swarming and coming and just flying around, and that's the way it's got to be. Our guys really they deserve a lot of credit for just they were tenacious today, and I think that you could just feel that they weren't going to be denied, and it was great to see them pull it off at the end.
In the last game against Kansas City, the Broncos defense let things slip away. Not this time.
Dealt with a lot of adversity in the game. They got some big plays on us, but we had guys step up. Keith Trailer played a tremendous game, and we just had guys step up. Alan Aldridge, the defense just played a great game.
Play after play, the Broncos defense came up with big stops.
Yeah, we had a very aggressive game plan going into the game. We did a lot of studying throughout the week, and everyone had every little detail down. And we came out and executed well. Our offense did a great job of holding the ball, especially in the first half, keeping us off the field, keeping us fresh. Second half, we came out, both sides, we struggled some, but we came with a big play, especially when it counted.
Although the Broncos defense was the difference, every player on this team played with everything they had.
It doesn't get any better than this. You look around at the guys in the locker room. We fought hard together, and it took everybody in this locker room to win this game. And everyone went out there and they played their hearts out.
We put it together. That was the bottom line, and I think that we needed that effort today to move to the next round. And I think that this group is special. You know, a lot of people wrote us off a long time ago, but it's really not how you play in the regular season. It's how you play in the postseason. You know, we came in here, we beat a very good team. That's a team that was the best in the AFC.
Kevin, I think you take a look at what the defense did, and there wasn't just 1 or 2 bodies around the ball runner or the ball carrier each time. 4 and 5 guys were piling on, getting to the quarterback, getting to the receivers, and that was certainly the key to the physical defense. They'll need much more of that next week when they run into the bus and Cordell Stewart.
Indeed they will. Todd, thanks a lot. That's Todd Romero reporting tonight from Kansas City here on Broncos Tonight. Now, normally at this point of the show, we bring you Zap's Wrap, which is, of course, Ron Zappolo's game wrap-up from the side of the game. But tonight, we're very pleased to have him in studio with us for Broncos Tonight. Ron, good to see you.
Good to see you, Kevin.
A crazy trip to get you back here. Nice to have you with us.
It's nice to be back. You know, that's why you get in this business, is to cover things like this. And I think there was more emotion inside the Bronco locker room today, and maybe, you know, during the game than I've seen throughout the decade. But there were so many heroes for the Broncos, and some will be forgotten as time goes on. But I think one guy that should be remembered is Keith Traylor. I think a lot of people in the same position, losing a mother that weekend, would have begged off. Not only didn't he came to play and had one of his more active games. I think the game was won specifically on the Broncos' defensive line. In November, they were pushed around. Today, that's not the case. You look at Alfred Williams and Neil Smith, each guy with a couple of sacks, each guy very active. We talked about what Traylor did inside. The defensive line, to me, set the tone for the game, set the pace for the game. And I'll tell you something about Gerbeck. He was throwing on the run all day. He was moving from side to side. And a number of players told me they really felt that he was woefully out of shape in the fourth quarter. Elway was the first one to tell me that. They said that because he hadn't played in a couple of months, not really in the kind of shape he needed to be to go 4 quarters. And I think it affected what he tried to do in the fourth quarter. And I think they were confused a lot, and a lot of it was because Gerbeck was in there, and they'd been so used to having Rich Gannon. The other thing, you'll go back to that November 16th game. The Chiefs take it right down the field. They score at the end of the game, and there was no pressure. I was kidding around on KOA Radio this morning, and I said, I can guarantee you one thing. If the Chiefs have the ball late in the game and they're driving, the Broncos will rush more than 3 people. And that was the key, I think, the whole day. The Broncos in November, defensively, they were very passive.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of let the Chiefs act, and they reacted. Today, I thought they were aggressive. They attacked. They brought a lot of people at the quarterback. And when you do that, you're going to win. Special teams. I thought they won that battle where
Absolutely.
they got killed in November.
Right.
Today, the Chiefs have a field goal taken down off the board because of a penalty, and they try a fake field goal. It doesn't work. That's 6 points right there.
And no big Tamarick Vanover today.
Vanover was contained today. You add all that up, and I don't think it's surprising. But that they won. But to overcome the crowd noise and being on the road and winning in a place where the Chiefs hadn't lost all year, tremendous accomplishment.
You know, going into the playoffs, I think it's fair to say that no one would have said that this is a championship caliber defense. And yet, over the last couple of weeks, I think the defense has really shown an incredible level of play.
Well, it's like some of the players said. I think Neil Smith said it. It doesn't really matter how you play defense during the regular season. It only matters in the postseason. And for 2 weeks, they've been a championship caliber defense. Now the real test, because I'll just give you one opinion here. The Steelers, if you look at the NFL as a game of matchups, the Steelers are a tougher matchup than the Chiefs because they're the 2 things that have bothered the Broncos in the past. The big running back, and the Chiefs don't have a running game, and the mobile quarterback. I mean, Elvis Gerbeck was the tin man back there. Cordell Stewart can move around and make plays. We know what Jerome Bettis can do, and those are the 2 guys that you're going to be hearing a lot about in the next week.
And seeing a lot of next weekend. Great to have you on the show.
Hey,
appreciate your time, and have a great night. We'll see you all throughout the week here, and, of course, in Pittsburgh. Ron Zappolo joining us tonight on Broncos Tonight. Great to see you. Stay with us, folks, because later on we'll hear from former Bronco wideout Steve Watson. That and the play of the day is coming up.
Broncos Tonight.
Plenty of time into the end zone. Pass is going to be knocked away. Incomplete. Incomplete. The Bronco defense holds. Bronco players all over the field at Arrowhead Stadium. Oh, look out.
Now that's what I would call the perfect play of the day. Welcome back to Broncos Tonight, everyone. Our scouting report takes us back to the scene of a crime. It was in Pittsburgh where the Broncos squandered a 21-7 lead only to head home saddled with a 35-24 loss. And tonight we look at the last remaining obstacle between the Broncos and another Super Bowl, that of course being the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you watch that last game between the two teams, it sort of looked like the Steelers not only stole the Broncos salute, but they were trying to steal the Broncos slogan of the year, which of course is unfinished business.
Yeah! Take the bus to San Diego, yeah! The wheels on the bus go round and round.
And they give it to Jerome, and Jerome finds a lane.
We've been there, we lost, we've been there, we won. We know how it feels on either side. So, you know, I think everyone in this locker room wants to get back to the other side, the winning side of it, because we still have some unfinished business.
You can go back in that locker room right now, and to be honest with you, there's a nice feeling, but you know, we've got some unfinished business. We know what's at stake, and you know the whole thing from here on out has been that we had 3 games left, and we just got the first one, and we got 2 more to go.
Cordell sprinting to the left, on the run. He gets to the 35, the 30. He's up the left sideline, 20, 15, 10, and he is going to score that Steeler touchdown.
When you're in a situation like this, you know, in order to get to the championship game, you have to be on point, because teams come in here ready to play like New England did today, and they did a great job. And you know, we just have to be ready for whatever happens.
I must say I'd like to play Denver because we'd be here in Three Rivers Stadium. We play very well here at home, and you know, Denver's a very good Denver's a very good team. So is Kansas City, but I think we have the advantage when we play here.
No one gave us a chance. No one thought we'd be here. We're here. We're AFC Central champions, and we're playing for the right to be AFC champions. That's all that counts.
They're intercepted. Lamont Kirkland has it, and the Steelers have the football game.
It wasn't very pretty, but has been indicative of this season. We found a way, and that's the bottom line.
And Sunday's game will mark the 3rd time in the last 4 seasons that the Steelers have been the host team for the AFC Championship game, and should be a real barn burner. All right, time now for our NFL Inside Scoop. That's, of course, where we look around the league and get our news and notes. And for that, we head back to Kansas City, where we find Denver Post sports reporter Adam Schefter. He, of course, covers the Broncos for the Post. Adam, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Kevin. How you doing?
I'm doing well. First things first, let's get the news of the day out of the way. Let's begin with Terrell Davis. He came out of the game. It looked like he may have been a little banged up again on the ribs. What's his latest condition?
Kevin, I was standing with Terrell in the locker room after the game, and you could tell he was obviously pained. On the long run he broke down the Broncos sideline, where Derek LaVille fumbled 2 plays later. Terrell re-injured his ribs, and he was in a great deal of pain after the locker room, and I guarantee you they'll take a close look at him tomorrow. He'll be wearing that flak jacket next week, and possibly even have to take an injection.
Yeah, it looked like that flak jacket gave him trouble today, Adam. He had a couple of fumbles. That's pretty uncharacteristic for him.
Very uncharacteristic of him. He wore the jacket once before in college. He was not very happy about having to wear it again. He wore it, and I think with this injury today, he'll probably have to wear it again next week, because he was in a lot of pain in that locker room after the game.
On the positive side for the Broncos, what more can you say about the defense? Holding the Chiefs to just 10 points in Arrowhead, that's a gigantic accomplishment.
You know, Kevin, I know this defense was very maligned during the season, but people forget, for some reason, this was the AFC's top-rated defense during the regular season. And I know that they gave up a lot of big runs, and I know Jerome Bettis and Cordell Stewart ran all over them during the regular season. But I think it's important to point out the fact that they ranked up there among the best teams statistically and had the highest-rated defense in the AFC. And now they've stepped up their level of play in the postseason tremendously. They've allowed 27 points in the 2 weeks. But like I said, they also performed a little bit during the regular season. I think people are forgetting that.
Absolutely. I think you're right about that. And speaking of the defense, of course, earlier here on Broncos Tonight, we talked about the play of the defensive line. What more can you say about Keith Traylor? A guy under a lot of duress. He really put on a fine show today.
Keith Traylor really was an outstanding lineman today. His mother, he found out yesterday, passed away. The Broncos chartered a team flight, or they chartered a flight for Keith to fly home to Arkansas to spend a few hours with his family. Keith Traylor walked back into the team hotel last night shortly before midnight, and with the death of his mother, goes out and plays a great game today. Not only that, but on last week, he went out and predicted, guaranteed that the Broncos would win the game. He had strong words to back up, and he really did just that today. He played a great, great game. I'll tell you something right now.
Absolutely. Next week, of course, the Broncos face former CU standout Cordell Stewart. a guy who can not only throw the football, as the Broncos found out at Three Rivers earlier this year, he can certainly run, too.
Well, I think they really underestimated a lot more than they did a couple of weeks ago when they went to Pittsburgh.
I was going to say, he better figure out something. Let's stay east, Adam, and talk about the Buffalo Bills. Marv Levy stepping down this week. I guess they may have found their replacement already.
It did not take a very long time. They're going to name Wade Phillips the Buffalo Bills head coach tomorrow. The former Broncos defensive coordinator will get a new 4-year contract, Kevin. Very congratulations to Wade are in order. That's a good job for him. And the reason the Buffalo Bills waited this long was last week they didn't want to steal any of the thunder from Marv Levy. They wanted Wade to have his shot this week, have Marv get his time in the sun last week. Wade will be named the head coach of the Buffalo Bills tomorrow.
Adam Schefter reporting live tonight from Kansas City. Always nice to have you here on Broncos Tonight. Have a safe trip back, and we'll see you next week in Pittsburgh.
Thank you, Kevin.
Adam Schefter joining us this evening. A lot more in store for you folks at home here on Broncos Tonight. We'll hear from Steve Watson in just a couple of minutes, and a look at the rest of the playoffs are coming up.
We have 98 for a half-back screen. They are.
I remember coming into Mile High, and it was our rookie year. It was an exhibition game, and the place was packed. And, of course, Bronco fever, coming off the Super Bowl, the whole bit in 1979. It was this most incredible feeling. The stands were shaking. The crowd was roaring. It's something I'll never forget. In the dog pound, down in the end zone, before they put the cameras in, the fans were ruthless. They were throwing dog bone after dog bone, and it was ringing off the side of your helmet. You're standing there in the huddle. I can remember Coobs in the huddle saying, "Everybody keep your heads down." They actually had the AFC Championship trophy over in the Cleveland locker room. It was over there already. They'd already given it away. And, of course, then the drive. Nobody cared who did what. It was just get the job done.
Always nice to hear from Blade, former Bronco great Steve Watson. By the way, he still makes his home here in Colorado. Right now, he's working in the building industry, developing custom homes, golf courses, and he's also doing a little sand and gravel work. Nice to see Steve Watson. As for the rest of the weekend's playoff action, there were very few surprises, but there were plenty of very big hits as the NFL got 10:30 in the morning, a game you can see right here on 9 News. Meanwhile, it is Green Bay at San Francisco, that game at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, time now to head down to the sidelines for an emotional story. Bronco defensive lineman Keith Traylor, as you know, played perhaps his best game as a Bronco today, and he played with a very heavy heart as his mother passed away just 2 days ago.
Well, my mom would want me to do it. She wouldn't want me to sit on my butt and feel sorry for myself, so this one's for her, you know?
And she had to be smiling down on her son who, despite his pain, played his best in the biggest game of his career.
Well, it was tough to focus, but when I got home last evening, my little brother was like, you know, Keith, your mom would want you to go out there and, you know, do the job the best of your ability. And you know, I had a lot of support back there, you know. I'm going to be back home here in a day or two, but they wanted me to come and, you know, handle my job. They watched me go this far, so it would have been a disappointment if I didn't get to come to this game and play.
Throughout the game, Traylor delivered a message to his biggest fan.
Every time I made a play, you know, something hit me, you know, and I just point to the sky, you know, thanks, Mom.
And with that, we'd like to thank 9 News Sports reporter Todd Romero. Traylor, by the way, will head back to Arkansas to be with his family tomorrow, but he certainly expects to play next weekend when the Broncos are in Pittsburgh. Stick around, folks. I'll have a few final thoughts when we come back right here on Broncos Tonight. I want to thank my partners in crime, Ron Zappolo, Adam Schefter, and Todd Romero for joining me tonight here on Broncos Tonight. Don't forget to join us, by the way, for the live Broncos Huddle tomorrow night at 6:30 with Coach Mike Shanahan, Ron Zappolo, Dave Logan, and the coach will sit back and look at the game from today, and they'll look ahead to next week's showdown with the Steelers. That's tomorrow at 6:30. I'll make the trip to Pittsburgh, and I'll join you throughout the weekend right here on 9 News. Time now to turn out the lights for the rest of the crew. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next weekend here on Broncos Tonight.